What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tapping into another episode of the Mindful Moneymakers podcast, where we talk about all the tips, tricks, strategies, and mindset shifts you need to make if you want to live a life by design instead of by default. Today, I'm super excited to be introducing you to another very powerful soul and beautiful spirit in the ether, in the world, in the universe, who has dedicated her life to uplifting you and improving the quality of your life. Today, we're talking with Ms. Zysha Smiley, who has a business called Self-Realized Coaching. And she works with service-based entrepreneurs, helping them to nourish the relationship with themselves, to overcome self-doubt, perfectionism without years of therapy. Hey, Zysha, thank you for talking
Hey,
to us today. How are you?
good. Thanks for having me. I'm doing really well today.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for talking to us today. I did introduce you a little bit briefly, but I want to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself a little bit more. How did you get started with what you're doing? Where are you now? And where are we headed?
Yeah, good questions. So how I got started, I started my business about August of 2021, so still really new. But I was in a job for a while that was a combination of coaching and therapy, but COVID had hit the company pretty hard. And so I was really devastated when a group of us had gotten laid off. And I sat with myself for a while, not really enthused with going back to like a regular 9 to 5. I really felt connected to the job I was doing. And so I sat with my husband for a while and I was like, I think I need to start my own business doing the same thing because I really am passionate about the work and I felt really fulfilled by it. So I didn't see any other option. I thought, okay, well, let me just take a leap and try this. And so here I am now, still taking that leap and building this business. It's been going really well so far. Yeah, so many plans and dreams with it and hope to see, excited to see where it goes, I guess you could say. So, yeah.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. And what stuck out to me is your ability to take that leap, because I find that a lot of what we want out of life, right, is just beyond a leap of faith, just beyond getting out of a comfort zone. So I'm interested to know what your experience was like deciding that, okay, this is scary. I don't know what your experience was, but for me, it's like, this is scary and we get to do it, find a way
Yeah.
to get excited about it. So how was that for you?
Yeah, good question. You know, it felt like it felt correct. It felt good. It felt like I was on the path I needed to be on. And although I could tell that it was going to take stepping out of my comfort zone, it was going to take speaking up and sharing bits of myself and being vulnerable and seen, I knew that there was nothing else for me in the sense of this is your path right now. And so that was the confidence, the comfortable confidence I needed to take that leap. Um, and then all along the way, there's having that mindset of fortune favors the brave is really something that pushes me forward to say, okay, I can take this little step here and this little step here. And even if I mess up along the way, I have that kind of like that anchor of this is my purpose and I'm learning. So those are my two anchors, the purpose and the learning. So yeah.
So is this a perspective that you've like always had, or like was this something that developed in you?
Mm,
And if so, how did that come about?
yeah. Honestly, it's been there in a way. I would say learning, going through hardships, I would say after high school and in college, and learning that I had a lot to learn about myself, and taking that journey has given me the confidence that I needed to have today. And it really was reflecting back on the journey and seeing the growth helping me, that helped to push me towards the mindset that I have now. And I'm still building on that mindset. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Nice, nice. What do you think is the reason that you focus on helping service-based entrepreneurs? I ask because I too, I found a certain affinity for service-based entrepreneurs. I don't know what it is about them versus product-based, but what is it for you that encourages you to seek out service-based entrepreneurs?
Yeah, I think it's just that similar mindset of I have a passion for helping people. I want to make a difference. And yeah, it's that community, that soul connection that people thrive off of, where you sit with somebody and you see them more deeply than you would just in passing. And I really connect with people who also feel that way. And so that's why I decided, okay, let me focus on the service-based entrepreneurs. And I just felt like there's more for me to connect with in that way with them.
Right, right. I think so too. Like what's coming up for me is that when you have a service-based business, you
Mhm.
become the product, right? So that puts a different level of value on who you are and developing yourself.
Yeah.
So when I work with a service-based entrepreneur, it's a lot of, self-development, self-exploration, self relationship building, self-love, those things. And that's what really excites me because I think that self-love and knowledge of self or relationship with self is the key to living by design, instead of by default. I think that a lot of people don't ever get to design because they can't even answer the first question is what would I want if I could have anything in the world? What would I want? We spend our entire lives worried about what our partner wants or what my boss wants or what my parents want.
Right.
And I think that 2022 is the year that we get to ask, what do I want?
Hmm. That's really powerful. I don't think people take enough time to sit with it and to really think more deeply into the material things, but what do I really want and what would fill my life? So yeah.
Right. And we get, oh, my bad.
No, I'm just saying that's a powerful point that you said. Yeah.
Super powerful. And then we get to tap into resources like your coaching, right? To build that very substantial relationship that we need with ourselves. What would
Yeah.
you say is like to work with you?
Hmm. It's eye-opening, emotionally awakening, because we do a lot of inner work, a lot of looking into the past so that we can heal a lot of the things that have happened, that are still holding tightly to you today, that are holding you back. It's explorative. We really tap into why you're here and where you're going. And my work is really all about that self relationship that you were talking about, and really nourishing that relationship and creating a secure foundation so you can move forward with confidence. And you can really, I mean, it's the most important relationship that you have in this life is with yourself. You're with yourself from the day you're born to the day you're gone. And so, yeah, I think really getting clear on who I am, why I'm here, and where I'm going can be super powerful for really meeting any challenge, moving through any obstacle, and building a really powerful and good life. Yeah.
I think so. I think so for sure. Now, I know that there's some people listening right now, right, that have been thinking about hiring a coach, right, for some time, but they haven't pulled the trigger yet. My
Mhm.
question for you is, how do you think, what do you think someone is experiencing when it's time to hire a coach? How do you know when it's time to
Mm,
hire a coach?
that's a good question. I would think, I guess, speaking from my own experience, I would say when I'm feeling like I've hit a wall. I've done all the DIY things, whether it's YouTube meditations or whether it's journal prompts and writing through them, whether it's just any of the little techniques that you can find online. But I can't go any further. It's like a physical barrier where I'm like frustrated, I'm confused, my thoughts are all over the place, and I'm really feeling scattered. Um, and I realize if I want to move forward in the way that I need to, I need help. I need to ask someone for help. I need a mentor. I need a guide. And I think being able to recognize when you've hit that place is really powerful, because now you can take your power back by reaching out for help. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with asking for help.
Right, right. We encourage it over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I think, and I say it all the time because, this idea of a self-made millionaire, self-made people, right, is really prominent, but it doesn't really gel well with what I believe to be a fact that the human species is a collaborative species. You know, like you can, if you look around, there's nothing significant that it's been built by one person. Even the building that you're in right now, it took a team of people at least to
Exactly.
create, right? And a lot of us that, especially those of us that don't have a lot, think
Mhm.
that we need to do this on our own, right? And it makes it so much harder than reaching out, connecting, and building a relationship with somebody who has an alternative perspective that could be beneficial to you, right?
Exactly. Exactly. I agree. I don't think we were meant to do things on our own here. We were meant to connect, to lead each other. It takes an army, and here we are, and we have resources. And so reach out if you need it. Reach out.
That's a fact. Thank you for giving yourself, making yourself available for the people. That's what we
Right.
need. We need more views. So let's say somebody's really connecting with you right now, really resonating with you, and we're gonna go a little bit deeper. But let's say that there is somebody that's like, oh wow, she just described me perfectly, right? What would be the first steps for them to reach out to you and see if it's a good fit with your coaching programs?
Yeah. Usually it's a call. I call them breakthrough calls where we can sit one on one and really dive into what's going on for you right now. And people can really release a lot and say, this is what's going on, and I need help with this, and this is where I'm looking to go. And that way I can get an understanding of how I can help and if I can be of help. And if not, then there are resources I have that I can send people to. So I'm always offering a way for them to receive the help that they're hopefully looking to get.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's dope. What would you say is the biggest reason why you have launched your coaching business?
Good question. Biggest reason, I would say, well, there's kind of two. I would say to make an impact and to fulfill my purpose. Make an impact in the sense of I have always loved work centered around serving people, and
Mhm.
it always fills me with light and purpose to know that I'm making a difference for somebody. And to fulfill my purpose is kind of like tapped into that because I feel my core life purpose is around service, and there's different purposes I feel we move through in seasons of our lives. And right now, my purpose is tied with the self-realized coaching to help women really step into the version of themselves that's capable of achieving success and to really let go or really set aside those fears and doubts that are holding them back and to really own that voice and that message that they have within them. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And I see you leading by example. I think that's the best way to do it. I work with a similar audience to you, if not identical. Um, and I see that a lot of people that I work with have fear of getting on camera, you know,
Mm-hmm.
expressing themselves, promoting on social media. And that's a huge barrier to connecting with your ideal clients, right? Not utilizing such a powerful resource such as the internet, such as social media. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you leave a lot of opportunity on the table. Have you had an experience with like resistance to getting on camera?
Yes.
Yeah.
Before this conversation we had here, this is my first podcast that's filmed. And so I was a little apprehensive, like, oh, I'm used to the whole voice thing, and I'm not sure how I feel about being on camera. But I thought, my little phrase, fortune favors the brave. So here I am taking a step. So I'll get better with time too. So
That's love, man. You're killing it. You're killing it. You're super dope. I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to talk today.
thanks.
Celebrating you again, if that's all right. Can I celebrate you one time for jumping out of your comfort zone? Because every time you do
Yeah.
this, right, you're
Mhm.
you're not only stretching and growing yourself, but you're also giving everybody watching at home permission to do the same, to
Yeah,
not have everything figured out beforehand, but
exactly.
fortune favors the brave. I think that voice is going to be playing over in my head now too.
It's a good one. It's a good
Fortune
one.
favors the brave. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. So we know how to connect with you. We know why you started. We know exactly what you help with. We know what it might be like to work with. Did I say that already?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, all
Mhm.
right. So that's why I'm like, am I tripping? But it's all good. Um, my next question for you, right, is what can anybody listening to this call right now, right? Any small baby step, what can they do right here, right now to start living a life by design instead of by default?
Yeah. Start before you're ready. I know you had mentioned that a little bit ago, but I've noticed that if I sit with things too long, they don't happen. But if I get myself in a brave enough place to take a step before I'm ready, like starting this business, I was not at all ready to do that. But here I am making strides that I would have never imagined if I hadn't have started before I was ready. And confidence is not a requirement. It's really a result. And you'll hear that from a coach, Rich Litvin. He's amazing. He says that a lot. And I love it because it doesn't require you to have the confidence fully before you can make a step. But once you make that step, you really develop that confidence. And that's something I've seen a number of times in myself and my journey so far with the business. So start before you're ready. And yeah.
Right. That's dope. You got to jump off the cliff and build the plane on the way down, right?
Exactly.
It's super counterintuitive to most of us. And I think having the faith or the confidence, right? Faith and confidence run really close together for me.
Yeah.
Having the confidence that it will come together, right? Or
Mhm.
the faith that it will come together is the biggest asset that you could have because you learn along the way. You get to grow, you get to be excited about challenges as
Yeah.
opposed to being resistant, hesitant, avoidant of, different challenges. Of course, you want to avoid making stupid mistakes.
Mhm.
But I also feel like it's like that goes without saying, right? A lot of when I see somebody giving so much energy to avoid making stupid mistakes, my question is, are you a stupid person?
Mhm.
Right. And if the answer is no, sometimes it might be yes for some people, and we honor your truth. but but if
Right.
the answer is no, it's why is there so much anxiety around you doing stupid things if you don't consider yourself to be a stupid person?
Yeah.
So for anybody listening right now, I hope that resonates. If you're not a stupid person, don't worry, don't spend too much time worrying about making stupid mistakes, right?
Exactly.
Because mistakes are inevitable, right? We get to grow through them, right?
Exactly.
And I
Exactly.
love Rich. Shout out to Rich. Rich Litvin. Yes, indeed.
He's amazing.
Yes, indeed. I want to be the type of coach that is so good that I get mentioned on other people's podcasts.
All right. One day the goal.
Randomly, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
That talk about passive income. But
Yeah.
that's what comes from being such a phenomenal coach,
Exactly.
And there's a lot of people in this game, a lot of people in the personal development industry.
Yep.
And we have a lot of people that want to get into it that really have uh, an attraction to having a heart-based business, and a heart-based business is usually a service-based one, and they
Yep.
want to help people improve the quality of their lives, just like you and I, right?
Mhm.
My mission is to empower and impact 1 million people to live life by design instead of by default. And I'm realizing that that's going to come from being able to work with other people that want to work with other people, right? Each one
Mhm.
reach one, right?
Exactly.
Is that something that plays a major role in your business as well?
Mhm. I would say so. I would
Mhm.
say so. Yeah, I really love that mission because it's needed. It really is needed. I think people slip away too much from how they slip into how should I live my life rather than how I want to live my life. And they don't sit with that too much and we get caught up in the noise. And so I love your mission because I feel connected to it. And I feel like my
Mhm.
work dips into that. And I hope that I can inspire people to do the same, is live a life that's feels amazing and purposeful and authentic. So yeah.
Yes, indeed. It's been a beautiful conversation. I'm so glad we had the opportunity to have it here
Me
on
too.
today.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.
Oh, I appreciate you too. Love to the max, to the max, to
Yes.
the max, to the max. It's been Zysha Smiley, everybody. And she's here to help you increase your business revenue, increase your enjoyment and your meaningfulness, your fulfillment in your life. And we're so happy that she's here.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We might have to do a part two, to come back, do this
Anytime.
again. It's a lot of fun. And to everybody listening, as always, love, love, be well, and don't forget to have the guts to follow your guts.